of the internet.
Yes, sir. I agree. When we do share your stuff, you know, when we can. So we do what we can to help, you know.
Well, appreciate that.
You guys
and also, Foster.
Yes?
One of our little crew members, Thomas Hilton, actually went out and he auditioned for the Mexican version of Survivor.
Oh, yeah?
In Mexico. And he got it.
Is that right?
He got it. So real soon we're going to have another celebrity that we can drag around.
So what do they call the Mexican version of Survivor?
Living
border hopper
Spanish for the island.
What do they call it? Border hopper?
Border hopper.
No,
I think that's a whole different show.
Oh, okay. That's a Survivor, though, boy.
I think that's a Fox show.
Yeah, that's a Survivor, though. If you can, you know, all the stuff that I know that, you know, that those people do to get to America to try to find a better way of life for their families and stuff. Whew, God, man, that's a Survivor, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, and then after all of the desert and the water and the coyotes, and then you have to try to survive the real two-legged coyotes, you know?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You know, what a lot of people don't know is I'm not an open borders person. You know, to me, I believe in rule of law.
I'm not an open borders person either by any stretch, but I do recognize that.
I have a lot of people ask me when I'm moving to Mexico.
Yeah. Well, you. I mean,
are you crazy?
Right. You spend enough time down there. I can totally understand that. And then also, you know, the fact that, you know, California has got a major immigration problem, you know, California and Texas. So you can totally understand how a lot of people, you know, feel like that and think like that, you know. But on the human side, just the fact that, you know, that these people are dying out in the desert, man, that makes me sad, you know, just because I know, you know, I mean, I know they're not all criminals, you know, they're just people who are starving to death when they've got families and kids, and their country's not providing enough, you know, economic.
And their life's the issue, their country.
Yeah, you know, so I mean, and seeing how 90% of the people here in this country came from someplace else, whether they were tied to the bottom of a boat or they just came across riding on a boat. You know, we're all from someplace different. You know, so anyway, that's a whole nother issue. So yeah, I found that post, Richard, and I'm gonna post that up, man, because yeah, you know, this is we need to know. You know, we need to know. So
we need to stop it. I mean, that's taking on that family because they're doing something good. It's wrong, and that's taking his father into away from democracy, which is what we want to be and what we founded our country on. Until we're getting into, we're going to be like Russia or China. You know, you got to be able to speak this, talk this way, walk this way, look this way, and your dog has to look this way. If they get their way, that's what they'll do, and we got to stop it. You know.
Yeah. So, let me see.
I have to run off to work.
All right.
But I did put on the Breeder Egg support group. We are off the subject of animals. On the 31st, we are taking a couple of different orphanage groups in TJ. We're going to take them out to an interactive museum and spend the day with them. So anybody's welcome to come along with that, too. And it is up on your Breeder X page, although it has nothing to do with animals.
Okay. Well, we will. It's got to do with animals because it's all the same, all in the same gang. But thank you so much, Johnny, and have a good one, and talk to you soon.
Okay, and I'll see you on the 9th.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Yep. So, Rich.
Yes, sir.
Are you actually going down the highway right now?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, so we have we got a guy on the phone or on the Skype with us named Tony. Tony, you there?
I'm here.
All right, so Rich, Tony is vying to be one of the guest hosts while I'm away on this movie. What kind of question can you ask Tony to see if he's qualified?
Well, first of all, you have a high-pitched voice when you do Paula Archer's ugly twin sister.
No, I don't know if he saw that episode. Yeah, Tony.
I did.
Yeah,
Something cannot be unseen, my friend. Something just not be unseen.
Yeah, no, that didn't go over too well, man. People seem to, Paula's evil twin has been banned from the show, man. So, yeah. So, Tony, you didn't see that episode, huh? Tony? Uh-oh. We lose you?
He's having a hard time with a connection.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's good.
Tony, you there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, did you see that Paula Archer's twin sister?
I haven't seen it, no.
Oh, okay. Well, you may want to pass that one up.
Yeah, you might want to.
That was hard. That was a hard episode, but
It was an ugly episode. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. So, so Richard, what else is going on down there, brother?
Not a whole lot, my friend. We're just saving dogs and, doing what we can to educate the public and, and help educate other people that are getting into rescue. This is a great time to be in rescue. There's so many people that are having change of hearts. They're seeing the plight of what the dogs are going through. So they're wanting to jump in and help. And we thank God we have more to add to the Army because we need the Army to grow. So we just need to also educate ourselves before we post misinformation out there. And that's the one thing that I've been running into a lot. A lot of the new people are coming on. They're meaning well. They have a great heart, and they're trying really hard. But they're putting out misinformation, and I'm trying to teach them that, this misinformation ruins whatever good facts you may have put out there because people are going to go automatically, well, hey, dogbite.org will jump on it and go, well, they lied about their stats, about their temperament testing, so they're trying to cover up something. They know they're not good dogs, so they're going to jump on that bandwagon and destroy everything we say. So we have to be, as a good ambassador, we have to be spot on with our education, with our facts, with our comments. We can't just speak from the heart and get misinformation. We have to be spot on. We have to be the ones who lead this fight. And the animal advocates are doing a good job, and I'm so thankful we had so many more joining daily. But I just wish they would learn, real quick, misinformation hurts us more than, only being 5 people fighting for the hip.
I'm sorry, what?
Right.
You're fine.
Right. We gotta learn to just get it here. What does Rodney King say? Can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
It's sad, but I'm starting to believe if you got a pit bull, you can't do anything right.
Well, I must be the horrible pit bull person. I got 67 of them.
I know. Hey, Richard, I need you to. Hey, Regina. Regina.
Stepped away for a second.
Oh, she stepped away, but she got to turn that sound down. Yep. Regina. Hey, Regina.
Yes, I'm here.
When you step away, you can hit your mute.
What did I do? Oh, did you hear me talking?
Uh-huh. Yes.
I'm learning.
We know
I'm
what's
not the
for
most
dinner.
technically.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, Mike.
Yes.
Hey. So, you got quiet on me. What did you say? Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just listening along, and the rescues they have a real difficult job, and they have a lot to do. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, we're gonna. Rodney King, can't we all just get along? That's the number one issue, I think. Right now.
Well, Boss, I need to develop that brain to mouth filter. I warn everybody when they meet me, I have no brain to mouth filter. If I think it, I'm going to say it, And
Right.
I tend to offend a lot of people with that, so I'll try to work on that this next year for you. Make it better.
All right. Yeah. Well, we need to make some resolutions. part of one of our resolutions is going to be, you know, the other topic that maybe not for this week but next week is like petitions, man. Let me ask you guys right now, you know, what's you guys' opinions of these petitions? Do these petitions actually change anything? Do they help, or we just flooded? There's just so many that we don't pay attention.
Only if they follow through. I mean, the petition, the signatures are one thing, but unless they're following through and taking it to the appropriate, you know, organizations or people, then a lot of them are just sitting there.
Mm-hmm. And Regina's right. I've seen a lot of the petitions do really, really good. You know, like a couple years ago when we were dealing with the Linux things over in Belfast, you know,
right.
The petition did no good over there. They laughed at us. They, you know, we even making phone calls to their country. They would make animal sounds. We would call in and laugh at us. We'd make pig sounds or whatever and laugh and hang up the phone. They didn't care. They already knew what they were going to do. Sometimes the petitions won't do any good. But I do believe, like Regina, that you follow through, and those petitions are aimed at politicians. Because if they know their constituents are going to vote against them, you know, like what we're dealing with right now in where I live at, West Kentucky, we've got a shelter trying to merge with the Humane Society. And that Humane Society a couple of years ago used to do hard sticks and just admit the dog that lay there and died for 20 minutes. And we heard the cries, screams on the local news. Well, everybody got together and started a petition. We split up. Well, now they're trying to put them back together again, and we're starting a petition to stop that. I mean, the elected officials do listen.
We actually did a show on that, and there's lots of shelters actually still doing hard sticks. So we should look into those petitions that actually worked.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And we need to do a petition for Foster so we can get him on, what is that, Animal Planet or
one of them. But that was one of the reasons I'm asking, because, you know, somebody, and I forgot the lady's name, that Robin, I think it was, that we had last week or something on the Friday show.
Florida.
Yeah, and about the petition for us to petition FX to breed. I mean, for FX. They already bred, Foster. They spun off. They started as Fox, and then they ended up FX, and then they FX Extreme, and FX, and then now they got the damn Super Bowl. No, that's NFL. But you know, same thing. But yeah, for FX to program Breeder X, and it's an interesting idea. You know, I just don't know what to do. I don't mind the petition thing. I like that, because the other alternative is trying to do crowdfunding, and which means asking people for money. And I hate that totally. You know, I'm so against asking people for money. As a matter of fact, and I know it's necessary, specifically in the areas where people do, you know, do these things where they get money to help pull dogs from shelters and different things like that. But it's just like asking people, huh?
Maybe you can look at it like people are investing in something that's going to make the world a better place, rather than giving money.
Right. Well, but then again, see, somebody, that's like I say, somebody else have to do that, because I can't ask people for money, because. And I know people tell me you don't have to worry about the people who can't afford it. You know, the people who can afford it will give it. The people who can't afford it won't. But it's just that I just have so, you know, now a studio, I have no problem with asking for money. You know, I mean, a film studio and all this, but it's just, I don't know. I mean,
when it comes to the dogs, I will.
Well, see, that's
I will
the.
do it.
Now there you go. You're absolutely right.
I won't do it for me as much, but I'll do it for. I'll take it for the team. For the
okay.
Dogs, I'll do whatever.
Well, that's what we're gonna as a team, Richard and everybody. We all gonna have to talk about that. What do we do? Because, you know, I know I'm convinced that it's a media game. You know, it's got to happen. We got to do something in the media, just like. This thing that we're talking about the little girl and all of the pit bulls, it's because it's media. You know, if that hadn't hit the web, if that hadn't hit YouTube, nobody would be talking about it. You know what I mean? So,
right.
So it's guaranteed. You know, I'm convinced that whatever, we need something in the media, and my particular art form is film and TV, and I know that between the Sergeant Stubby, Conversations with a Pit Bull, and Breeder X, Breeder X being television and the other two being films, we need stuff. We need images, we need stories, we need some sort of content in the media that the general public can absorb and relate to and think about and start and talk about at work and on talk radio and on at the water cooler at work and in the parks and in all the different places.
And that's the idea of that Take It on the Road or the virtual the reality show.
Yes,
because that's what attracts people.
Right, right, exactly. And Johnny and
drama.
Johnny and I and Shorty, we're trying to put together something, on the reality show side, So it's all about the media. It's just that I just don't know what to do, so I'm just reaching out and asking and wondering. So anybody got any ideas or thoughts, it's open before we make a step. We try to research it thoroughly,
Right. Well, like if you remember the show, it was on CBS several years ago called Jericho, about the end time, just somebody in the country knew somebody else. They were going to end the show after the first season, but the followers loved it so much, they started a petition. And CBS actually kept that show on for 1 or 2 more seasons.
Really?
I know at least 1 more season. So, I mean, the petitions do work,
Huh.
And if you can word it right, and, that would be somebody besides me because I'm not an eloquent writer by any means. If you'd have to have somebody that can word it right, get it in there on their table, and let them see it with 1 million petitions signatures on there, they're going to look at revenue. They're going to look at the revenue from Coca-Cola,
right,
whatever else they, sell.
Right. The dog food sponsors.
Yeah, and that's just, that's another avenue to go after is maybe some of your dog food manufacturers is team up with them and get them to help sponsor you, on your show on Breeder X. Breeder X is an awesome show. It has everything. It has sex. It has drugs. It has violence, and it has revenge. It has it all.
Yeah, well, so, and you're totally right. I mean, it's amazing because, different people say stuff about the violence, which I haven't seen a lot of in Breeder X, and that's the one episode that we released. But then, you turn around and you look at some of the stuff that's on the cable shows and on the networks, and they're shooting people 14 times. You have police with every 5 minutes you got a gun being drawn and somebody being shot, poisoned, stabbed, raped, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And,
right.
And people give me flack about Breeder X because the guy says, fucking my dog for 90 minutes in my front yard. It's like...
Well, we don't want to see that. We don't want to know it. But, I mean, it's a reality. We have these people walking this earth taking up air like we are.
Exactly.
They're there.
Exactly. And it's taken straight from, the legal files, the court files. Everything in Breeder X actually happened somewhere.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know that was actually coming straight from the police file.
Yep.
That's amazing. And that could be one of your things you need to put out there because in all the promos, I've not seen that. I thought this was just kind of, in Foster's admitted mind that he was coming up with all this stuff.
Yeah.
I know it happened.
Maybe that's it. It's the pit bull hater, Foster haters.
There you go.
I know. I've been surrounded by him for, most of my life, I think it's because I have dreadlocks, Rock. That must be what it is. So, hey, guys, we're gonna take a commercial break and pay the bills for the people that are keeping the lights on, and we'll be right back, and we'll probably save some dogs after that. So hold on, guys. We'll be right back with you.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
Whoever came up with the term man's best friend, they couldn't have picked a better group of words to put together.
I've watched things in the human-animal interaction remain the same for years. Nothing has changed. Abusers, breeders, dogfighters maim and torture creatures who can't protect themselves. 1 month ago, I picked 3 of the worst animal abuse cases that I could find. I used these people to test my theory. What if the abusers got treated like dogs the dogs they tortured?
Pardon me, I'm Detective Will. Detective Smith.
You're kidding, right?
You want to go to jail today?
Herbie.
Boy, I told you about that dog.
The dog fight's going on. What's
I
going
ain't
on?
no snitch, bro. I don't know nothing.
1 hour and a half of fucking my dog, Carly.
Please, somebody help me.
Somebody help me. I love that part. You guys, man, that's why we're going to be putting episode 2 of Breeder X up, but, you know, I can't tell you guys what's coming up in that series, you know? I mean, I just want to get us some more support for it before we put the whole thing out there. But that part where that lady is saying, please, somebody help me, that is one great episode. It's almost as, well, I'd say it's as good as that episode 1. You know, episode 1's got everybody kind of like talking and hanging and waiting for the next one. With that particular one with Patty Peters is one to look forward to for sure. So, Regina?
Yes.
Do we have more dogs, right?
Yes, we have 21 more dogs.
Oh, okay. Then I think we should try to knock off 5 or 6 of them real quick, or whatever you and Rock decide to do. What do you think?
All right. Well, I have 6 of them all in one location, so I'm just going to try to simplify this next 6 set. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's up to you and Rock. I have nothing to do with that. Rock, what do you?
Okay.
All right.
Ready, Rock?
Ready to go.
Okay, all of these next 6 dogs are located at the California City Animal Shelter. The number is 760-373-1115, and all of them are basically urgent. Okay, the first one is Monty. He's an adult, a male, unaltered. He's an unknown mix, possible Staffy Shepherd Thai Ridgeback. They say, who knows, but whatever he is, he's very sweet. Monty is just the sweetest boy. He came into the shelter. He's had a 3-day hold, and they identified the owners, and the owners denied that they were the owners. So this poor dog is sitting in the shelter now waiting for someone to adopt him. Next dog is Othello. He's 1 year old, male, unaltered. He's about 50 pounds. He said he's been through some things. It says Othello was running and playing with another dog and was very leery of people at first, but despite his lack of trust, he's still very gentle and sweet. And the owner said because he keeps on getting out, he doesn't want him anymore. So this dog is very gorgeous, and he doesn't seem to have any issues with any other dogs. The third dog is Gwen. She's a gentle, quiet soul with a very sweet disposition. Even in her most frightful moment, being brought in from the outside for the first time, all she wanted to do was say hello to the passing children. And all around, she's just a little love bug, they say. The next dog is Horace. He's extremely urgent. He's a 2-year-old male unaltered staffy mix. He came in with 2 other dogs, Ella and Doris, and they all had injuries and appear to have left abandoned in a yard. Horace managed to get out of the yard and got the attention of a neighbor who noticed the dogs were abandoned, and so now they're all 3 at the shelter. The next one is one of the dogs with him. It's Ella. She's 6-month-old, female, unaltered, staffy mix, and extremely submissive and very gentle. Then we have Willow. This picture shows 2 dogs, Willow and Maple. One was the mom, one was the daughter, and unfortunately they have destroyed Maple because she was a little skittish, and they ended up just keeping Willow. And Willow is in remain need of an adoption. She's great with kids and other dogs, and all these dogs are at the California City Animal Shelter. Again, 760-373-1115. And then I have one more dog, Tinsley. He's in Putnam County Shelter. This is a very high kill shelter, and they do use heart stick here. Very friendly and playful girl. She was found wandering in the street, and she is, as I said, in a high kill shelter. Not too much information, but she's a sweetie, and her ID number is 24. And that's the set for now.
All right, that's great. Hey, listen, 2 things. One, Mike, I think I was supposed to remind you that you're supposed to have a number and stuff that people can call or to give or to email and that kind of stuff. You might want to dig that up because I'm pretty sure somebody hit me with that. I think Cynthia said something about that. And also, Richard reminded me that we were supposed to, Regina, you had the topic, we were supposed to ask the question of, would you steal a dog if it was in danger or something, correct?
Yeah, well, there's 2 links that I sent you. There's 2 stories circulating right now, and they both had a different reaction. But yes, the question is animal advocacy over vigilantism. When does it turn to vigilantism? And what's appropriate to save a dog's life? Anyway, I thought it would be a good conversation.
All right. So how do we say that? Would you?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. So how do you? That's posted somewhere, right?
Well, basically, there was 2 stories that I sent in the links. One was where 2 dogs living outside, neglected, and one group of people stole the dog and brought it to the Humane Society, and the Humane Society sent it back to the owner, and the dog went right back into the neglected situation. And the other situation is a lot of people have been working on this dog living outside on a chain for like weeks now, and basically the laws don't protect the animals, so there's not a lot you can do sometimes to help an animal that's living outside in the cold or without proper adequate shelter, because the laws don't protect them. So there are some rescues and some people that will resort to stealing the dog to save its life.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it out there on the thread, and most people say they would do that. However, in my city, it's ironic because it's a misdemeanor to kill a dog, and it's a felony to steal one. So the laws are kind of backwards. I don't know. The laws vary state to state, but I think when the law does not protect the animal, I think some people, animal advocates, become vigilantism because they're frustrated, and it's the only way to get a dog to safety is to steal it.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, Richard, you were saying something? Go ahead.
Just and of course I'll never admit to stealing a dog because that would, people know who I am and things like that, so I'll never admit to it. But if the case ever came up that I would have to steal one, oh yeah, I would. And there is a doggy underground. I mean, we have connections. People have connections at the rescue groups where we steal a dog in Florida because it's being fought, and it makes it in doggy underground, and it goes right up to Chicago, and it finds a good home and a loving home, and it's safe. We've had to. I know people that had to make this happen several times. I'm glad to see it happen. I mean, I hate that we have to resort to stealing a dog, but what's in the best interest of the animal? I mean, do we let it sit there and suffer just so we can, let it happen, or do we make a decision to do something to help that animal? And you've got to get them out of the area. They've got to be moved completely out of the area. One of the things that you do. I mean, you cannot be caught with this animal because it's going to, it is like Regina brought up. It is a felony to steal a dog. But I mean, do you let a dog suffer and get beat daily or get its ears cut off because some idiot wants to be a dog fighter, or do you take matters in your own hand? I know we should promote lawlessness, but I mean, aren't they doing the same thing? Aren't they breaking laws by leaving the dogs without food, without proper shelter, without proper medical?
Right.
When are we going to become humane here and say, enough is enough? These dogs have to be taken care of. And
right.
I compare animal abuse to child abuse. I mean, animals are like children. They have the brain of a 3 or 4 year old, and they're not being protected. And I know in my own experience calling animal control, once in a while you get a passionate animal control officer, but in general they're very neutral, they're bland, and calling animal control is not really the answer because they basically will look at you right in the face and just say, I'm sorry. Based on the law, they're not breaking the law, so we can't do anything about it. So a whole underground movement is emerging across the nation of people that are turning into vigilantism, not actually hurting anybody that's doing this to the animal, but going to the extremes of breaking the law to get the animal to safety. And it's a fine line, but at what point do you step in and not let the abuse continue?
And that's a double-edged sword, Regina, when we look at it. Because, I mean, if you think about the fact that, we want the law to uphold these animal rights, but yet when they don't, and then we go in and we break it, we're putting a double-edged sword out there because we're saying, okay, yes, fine, it's not going to do something, we're going to do it, and then we're starting to look like, PETA, because they say, animals, they'll wrap their red paint on your fur coat, which is wrong. I mean, I'm sorry, if I spend $10,000 on a fur coat and you come throw red paint on it, I'm going to be like Foster. I'm going to come up to you and whip your butt. But
that's what got me so into legislation. I'm so interested in that now because it's really the only way to make change is through legislation.
You're right. I mean, but, then what do you do about the poor animals suffering? I mean, like I said, it's double-edged sword. Do you let that dog lay there and suffer for weeks and months and die? Or do you take it, the law in your own hands and steal the dog? I personally, if I see somebody abusing an animal, I'm going to speak up. If I can't get them to change, then I'm going to, I'll do whatever's necessary to take that out because it's not its fault. They don't need to be chained and beat.
People that care about animals too are very, it's actually, it creates a lot of anxiety. In my area where I live, there's a lot of dogs living outside right now. And on those cold nights when it's 14, 15 degrees, I'm losing sleep. I'm not sleeping because I'm so worried about these animals. It's causing me stress, worrying about them while the owner is snuggled up in bed and not even thinking about them. And the law, you call the police and they don't do anything.
Okay. Hey, we got somebody calling. I want to add on to this. And Mike, I want to know what you think about that. And who's on the phone?
Yes, this is Kathy.
Hey, Kathy. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Actually, it's afternoon here on the East Coast.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you were calling from Australia. I was going to say, oh shit, yeah, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So,
No, as long as the sun is shining, I don't mind.
okay, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Connecticut.
Connecticut. Okay, is it snowing?
Well, we have snow here, but not very much. We've had a lot of rain over the last 5 or 6 days, so
Okay.
we basically have a nice skating rink in the backyard. So.
Oh, there you go. Lucky you. Yeah, I like to always ask what the weather is like where different people are calling from because, it just makes me feel good to live to live in I'm in
I'd
California.
actually like a little warmer weather, to be honest with you. But until my husband retires, we can't go to Florida or any place warmer. So.
That's right. That's right. Well, definitely. So, what's on your mind this morning, Kathy?
Well, I read your post that said, "Don't just post, call the host."
That's
so I'm
exactly.
calling. Yes, I did watch that video.
What'd you think?
And I felt that child had a very good handle on the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few people posted about, being able to handle the dogs, and I know there's a lot of people that are going to have negative feelings. People that aren't informed, they're ignorant.
That's correct.
They're just plain ignorant, and I'm so tired of ignorance. And it's not just about the pit bulls, but people tend to focus on the pit bulls because they've gotten such a bad rap over the years. And I'm so tired of it. I advocate for them all the time, and I'm slowly bringing people around that, aren't dog people or, aren't pit bull people. And, I can't say enough about them. I tell people that I've never met a pit that I didn't like. I wish I could say the same about people.
That's right. That's right.
And we even had one. I was helping out on a transport, and my leg of the transport consisted of an overnight. And one of the dogs was a pit bull, and my husband kind of gave me the eye, like, are you kidding? And because of the fact that one of my dogs, she was older at the time, we've lost her since then, but she just wasn't real friendly with a lot of the dogs. So he stayed downstairs with the dogs, and I stayed upstairs with the dogs. And the following morning, he said, Kathy, he says, it totally changed my thought on pit bulls.
Right.
He says, this dog was the most lovable dog. He says, she came up to me. She was just snuggling up and wiggling. He says, now I know what you mean about wiggle butts. Because this dog just wiggled on up to me and wanted to cuddle with me. And he says, it's just like any other dog.
That's
right.
What
did you think?
That's right.
I mean, what did you think? It was going to turn into some kind of vicious thing? Come on, hello. And they are.
That's right.
Wonderful dogs.
And Kathy, where you live at, with it being cold enough to have an ice rink in the backyard and stuff, you guys have problems with people leaving dogs out in the cold?
Not in our town, no.
No?
No.
They're smarter than that, huh?
Moment, we have 0 dogs in our animal shelter.
Really? You live in heaven, huh?
When we in the shelter, obviously it has to be held for a certain amount of days to allow the people whomsoever may own it come and get the dog. And if the owner doesn't get it, I mean, they've got a list of people trying to adopt that dog.
Wow.
So
that's
no,
amazing.
We have nothing. In fact, when we lost ours, one came up. It was just a little one. That's, we're going more that we're getting older. We're trying to get down to the smaller dogs because they're easy. You throw them on the front seat and you leave. And we do a lot of camping. And I tried to get that dog, and there was like 15 people ahead of me.
Wow.
Trying to get that dog. There's only been one dog, and sadly, really sadly, it was a pit bull. And I mean, we just tried like hell to find somebody to take this dog. I mean, even my animal control officer, one of them said, Kathy, can you help me here? The dog was there for 6 months. And we have a 6-month cutoff.
What's the name of the city again?
Enfield.
Enfield?
Yeah, Enfield.
Wow.
We
And
moved there.
it was there for 6 months, and I don't know if somebody dumped it or what. And he said, this dog is the most wonderful dog. He was there every day playing with that, because behind the shelter is a yard for the dogs to play in. And he was there every day, and the dog would run and play. And, you know, obviously didn't have any other dogs to interact with, but, you know, he was just playing. But at 6 months, they have a rule. If nobody takes the dog, they have to put it to sleep.
It sounds like we need to give Enfield some sort of an award or something, man.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
That's like the city. That seems like the where dreams may come. You know, when you drive across the city line.
Dog's license. They will be on the phone calling you.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a wonderful place to live. It sounds like, no doubt about it. You know,
yep.
So
rarely have dogs. Once in a while you might see a dog loose, but it's probably one that got loose from its owner and it's caught real quick.
Wow, that's amazing. That's truly amazing.
No, it's great. It's great.
Well, all right, that's cool.
No dogs left outside. If we hear dogs barking, the neighbors are all up in arms. You know, take that dog inside.
Wow.
Don't leave that dog outside barking like that. You know, we're all over them.
Wow. Mike, what do you think about that?
That sounds like a great place to live. I hope we can get the rest of our communities to stand up and, you know, do the right thing and make sure all the animals are taken care of.
Yeah. Does anybody? I'm sorry. Does anybody know where the Pet Hypermart is in the United States? Never heard of Pet Hypermart?
No, I've never heard of it.
Oh, okay. Because I just got a picture somebody sent me because they having a sale on cat dental work. Yeah, and they sent a picture and it says, and you guys read that?
Honestly, I can't see anything.
Oh, it went off? Oh. It says...
But she wants this on there.
Can you guys read that?
She wants that on.
It says they having a sale on cat dental work. Does your pussy need oral care? And I said, well, that's a question.
Talk about message fail.
Yeah, I think they left a cat word out or something there.
Is Paula there as well?
Is Paula there at Pet Hypermart?
No, is Paula with you?
Oh no, Paula's moving right now. She's moving her house from Missouri to Alabama.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so Paula's gonna be gone for a couple of weeks. You know, because you know how hard it is moving across town. Imagine moving across states,
we moved
right?
from Vermont back down here to Connecticut. We originated in Connecticut.
Oh.
Then we went to Vermont for 14 years, and then we moved back down again. So, yeah, I know what it's like.
Yeah, it's not easy, you know.
No.
So, but maybe on her way, you know, to Alabama, she might stop by the Hypermart and, you know, the Pet Hypermart and get, you know, get that kid. Get the, Rock said let that one go, but that's a special kind of sign there, boy. I mean, I know they stop in traffic, you know. It's
yeah. No, when she first got her picture of the eye with the tear on it, I had said something to her about it because I have an eye with a tear.
Oh, okay.
It's a blue eye. And I saw hers and I joked with her and said, nice eye, you know, but it's gorgeous, you know. It's, mine, it's the tear for the animals, you know.
Well, yeah, I think hers was too for Faith.
Animals.
Yeah, because she lost her dog a little while back. Yeah, so that's when she became the teardrop queen. But you know, I know she's happy right now, packing boxes. Packing tape and packing boxes. So, so Tony.
Yes.
Okay, you're quiet. What's your vibe on people stealing dogs? Would you steal a dog in order to save it or whatever? Because I know Gordon Shell is, and Richard, you might be aware of this or not, but Gordon Shell, there's a.
Are you asking me if I would steal a dog?
I was asking you, and you're on with Tony and Mike and Regina and Richard, and it's a bunch of us on the line here. It's an open discussion, but
we have what's called ice cream runs. And what an ice cream run is getting a dog. And it's when the wheels of justice, so to speak, fail the dog. We do an ice cream run. And how many scoops is how many dogs.
Wow.
Right.
And
in LA, we can call it a beer run for college, but I think I heard some people saying out here they call it beer runs.
Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ice cream run, huh?
Yeah, we call it an ice cream run. And in fact, I had gotten a message a couple of weeks ago that somebody needed help in Ohio. And they said, we need an ice cream run, 1 scoop. So I had to get on the phone and talk to the woman, and I had to get onto that Google Earth or whatever it's called to find out exactly where the dog was and what the geographic was and how to go about it. And I had to tell the woman, what you had to look for. Do they have any lights in the back? Are they automatic lights? Is this dog a barker? I mean, I'm not in Ohio. I'm most definitely not going to, go to Ohio.
Yeah.
And how it had to be done. Normally what we do is the quickest way. I mean, you most definitely have to have 2 people, at least 2, if not 3. And the easiest way to do it is with peanut butter crackers.
Listen at you. We got an expert on the line, Rich.
No, we need to find out where.
Rich.
Definite peanut butter crackers. You got to put a lot of peanut butter on it. This way here they won't bark and they won't nip at you.
We taking notes, baby.
Are you really? Wow.
That's great.
Definitely. If you've got a big dog, you need some husky guys. They're going to be, especially if you got to get it over a fence.
Yeah.
And you really got to survey the area. Sometimes you got to do it during the day, and that's your best asset.
Yeah.
A lot of people around, do it during the day.
Yeah.
Get that dog up and over that fence and get the hell out of there. Sometimes everybody thinks nighttime, cover in nighttime. Cover in darkness is the best way to do it. Not always. Sometimes daytime, if you're in a busy area and, you can blend right in, yeah.
Regina wants your phone number.
I do.
Yeah.
You do.
Where she can reach you.
Well, on that thing there where Foster just said don't post, talk to the host.
Yes, right.
I just posted right underneath him.
Yeah.
I said, this is mine. So, got my blue eye there.
Yeah,
she messaged me.
That's right. Which one was that on the dogs? That wasn't on the that was on the dogs.
Yeah, you said, did you see this video of the child feeding the pit bulls?
Right. And,
yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Which one did that?
Foster, make sure you have her information.
Yes. Well, hit me. With Kathy. We're friends on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
Do you want me to message you my number?
Yeah, PM me, and I'll pass that on to Regina and Paula so we can have you in the database, man, in case anybody needs to make an ice cream run,
Open up an ice cream truck.
That's right, because Richard drives a truck. Might as well turn it into an
ice-cream truck.
Oh,
there you go.
I
just sent it to you.
Foster.
Huh?
I just sent it to you.
Ice cream truck.
I'm sorry, Richard. What'd you say?
Now you want me in prison?
No. Yeah, but no, we're not talking about the kitty kind. No. Stay away from those,
Although the dogs might like some ice cream,
Yeah.
But I highly suggest you have some water ready for them for that peanut butter, because they need to get that stuff down.
Yeah, right. It's so funny. Richard, Rock is another caller. I think my dog loves peanut butter, man. Yeah, because, I have to put them in the kennel, all of them in the kennel on whatever day it is that the trash truck comes, And the only way I can get them in there is like the peanut butter, Because
mine is the mailman, so.
Yeah, after years of The tricks. Oh, okay. After years of tricks, they know all of the tricks, you know. So it's like they recognize the day of the week, you know, and they like, oh yeah, you trying to get us to go in the kennel so you can lock us up because of the
trash man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not trash man. The gardener, you know.
Okay.
Because he can't come in the yard with the dogs loose and da. So, but peanut butter, man, peanut butter and even better. The one thing that's better than peanut butter, is what do you call it? Sardines.
Yeah.
Man, they can smell those sardines. I open them in the kitchen.
Doesn't it just play on your computer?
What's that?
I don't know. Is this a radio station?
Yes, it is. Who's this?
We were calling in about the show they had.
Yes, this is it. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, hello, Foster, Mike, Regina. This is Debbie Dahmer from I'm the host from Voices Care for Animals every Tuesday night. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm blessed, Debbie. How are you?
Foster, I'm going to let you go.
Okay, Kathy.
Your other callers, you have my number.
Kathy, take care, dear. Love you. Thank you so much.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Okay. And hello?
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
Well, my name is Faith, and I listen to I've listened to Debbie's show, and you know I'm interested in the animal network. You know, I do a lot of that advocacy, their rights, and I'm not sure what exactly today's show is about. Fostering in the animal world?
Yes, it's Foster's Animal World, and today's show is about whatever you want it to be about. We just have open phone lines on Tuesday. We have subjects. Today we were talking about, would you steal a dog that was left out in the cold, or would you steal a dog from someplace, you know, to help save its life, and other issues. You know, we were talking about the family with the pit bulls with the little girl, the video that was on YouTube, the little girl feeding the pit bulls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
a bunch of life around, and she was feeding them.
Yeah, because her family is being threatened with child services. You know.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I remember posting that. I found that. Why is that? They feel she's in danger.
That's what they say. And also, since you're a friend of Debbie's, Debbie, we accidentally hung up on you, so feel free to call back, because that happens, you know. Rock's only got 7 or 8 fingers, you know, because, you know, he was in Iraq, and, you know, they take a finger for every time you stealing something.
That's a terrible thing that they're threatening her. I remember posting that, and one of my was because I feel a dog's temperament, it's like almost like a human. How, with the setting you put them in, affects how they will behave and interact. Obviously, from the video I saw, they seem very responsible, and you know, pit bulls, as we know, have a bad reputation because of things that have happened, which I think were due to bad owners. And it's just a shame that now they want to take this little girl away from her family. I can't believe it.
I know, man. It's like, what can't you do? You know, did we get Debbie back?
Hey, you got me back.
All right. Sorry about that, dear.
Hey, no problem. I call right back.